A very good afternoon and a warm welcome to all our viewers. I'm Dr. Shatil from the Clinical Engagement Team here at DocPlexis. Welcome to today's webinar, Pineal Gland, Glimpse into the Marvel of Nature. It's my privilege to introduce our distinguished speaker, Dr. Ashok Sai. Dr. Sai is an honorary professor of the anatomy at the DEI Faculty of Integrated Medicine, Dayal Educational Institute, deemed to be University in Dayal Agra. He is a renowned anatomist with an illustrious career in teaching, research, and academic leadership. Over the years, Dr. Sai has made significant contribution to the field of medical education and anatomy, publishing 52 research papers and guiding 27 theses. His work has been instrumental in establishing key facilities at King George Medical University in Lucknow. Dr. Sai's influence extends beyond national borders as a member of international community committees and a pioneer within the Anatomical Society of India, earning him multiple prestigious awards. Even after his retirement in 2011, Dr. Sai continues to be actively involved in academic and medical roles, including work with indigenous communities and guiding research on a global scale. We are indeed fortunate to have him here with us today to share his insights on the fascinating subject of pineal gland. Over to you, Dr. Sai. A very warm welcome. We are happy to have you here.
Dr. Shithil, and thank you for all those who are connected to the webinar, the world's largest online doctors platform. Now, I'm going to talk about a gland today, which was discovered by Herodotus about 2,300 years. That is almost 300 BC, and known as the seat of soul, as the third eye, associated with various spiritual phenomena like meditation, intuitive powers, metaphysical experiences, and hallucinations of various types. A glimpse into the simplest diagram of the pineal gland, location of the pineal gland, where you see that it's this red dot. Where is the red dot? This is the site of the pineal gland, the small soft tissue mass, which is below the sphenium of the corpus callosum and above flora quadrata minor of the midbrain. Now, this is a dissected specimen where you find the corpus callosum, posterior part of corpus callosum, and just underneath posterior part of corpus callosum is a small piece of soft tissue, and this small piece of soft tissue numbered as 1, this is the pineal gland. Below is the midbrain, and there is the pons, cerebellum behind. Now, in the other picture, you are seeing the pineal gland from behind. Above is the corpus callosum, posterior part of the corpus callosum. Below are corpora quadrata minor, and in between there is a trench, and in the trench you find the pineal gland. You can see the pineal gland from behind. Now, why pineal gland? Because the name was given because it resembles the bone of a pine tree. That's why it was named as the pineal gland. Now it is differently pronounced. Americans say it is pineal. British say it is pineal. So whether you say pineal or pineal, it remains the same. The pineal gland in the medical science has been known by different names, like Valerion, pineal body, epiphysis cerebri, glandula pinealis, orium, and the PMD gland. In the religious texts, there are different names given to the gland in the Western philosophy and in the Eastern philosophy. In the Western philosophy, it is also known as the seat of soul, God organ, pineal eye, third eye, soul organ, mind eye, like that, inner eye. While in the Eastern philosophy, it is also called as the eye of Shiva, Isra, Isriya, Dirga Chakshu. In the Tibetan religious philosophy, it is called as the eye of Dhamma. And in the Persian philosophy, it is known as Chashme Batin. So, various names, because it has been associated with religion for time immemorial. Now, evolutionary scientists say, they opine that if you have to number the pineal gland, If you have to number the pineal gland, it should be the first eye, not the third eye. There is a long discussion on it, which I would like to avoid at this stage. This is how pineal gland is shown in various pictures. On the forehead, at the labella, between two eyebrows, right here on the forehead. So these are various depictions of the pineal gland which you will see time to time in various photographs. Now, take it scientifically. To take the skull in the Frankfurt's plane. Frankfurt's plane is a plane where the lower border of the this orbit and the upper border of the external ordinary creators, they are in one horizontal plane. So this is the neutral position of the head. Neutral position of this skull. Now, if you place like this, then 12 centimeters behind, and a little above the root of nose, that is the location of the pineal gland, or 5 centimeters vertical line drawn from the posterior margin of the external ordinary creators, or 5 centimeters vertical line dropped from the vertex or the bottom of the skull on the coronal plane. So that is where is the pineal gland. Scientifically, it is located here. Now, compare pineal gland with third eye, scientifically. In the literature, it's mentioned that the third eye is 3.3 or 4 inches behind the middle of the eyebrow, that is the labella. This is the location of the third eye, which is described in the religious literature. Similarly, 3.4 inches behind and a little above the root of nose. Root of nose is here, so it becomes behind and a little above. The third description is that about 3/4 inches behind and a little above the big joint joining the two pupils. Pupils will be somewhere here. So that is how is the seat of soul. It's not an exact dot. It is not an exact dot, it's an area, which has been described in French. Now, pineal gland, as we know, in anatomy, anthropology, and in the medicine and science. Pineal gland is here. It is not where the seat of soul is. Scientifically, this is true. This is true. Whatever is the description, it's a different thing, but scientifically, pineal gland is somewhere here, seat of soul described as somewhere. Now, Param Guru Hudur Dr. Fred Saran Satsaki Sahib, the chairman of the advisory committee on education, he is the spiritual master also of Radha Swa Ami Faith and here at Jalbagh, Agra. He, in one of his discourses, told that the pineal gland is not the seat of soul. Now look at the pineal glands in the imaging. The MRI scan, horizontal slice of the MRI scan, this is X-ray of the skull in the frontal view, this is the lateral view. You see the pineal gland here. The pineal gland is, once it is calcified, you find a radio head loss. When you take lateral view of the skull, or when you see the skull in the anterior posterior view, the upper one is the pars cerebri, intestinal, and the lower white dot is the dot of the pineal gland. This is where the pineal gland you will see in the anterior posterior radiograph of the skull. In the CT scans horizontal slices, this white dot is the pineal gland. So see, imaging science also you can say, you can show, you can demonstrate that the pineal gland is not somewhere between the two eyes in the anterior part. It is far behind. Now this radiopaque dot is scientific. It is very significant in the science of medicine because this radiopaque dot normally is in the midline. So this is an indicator of the midline. If this dot is shifted right or left, that means on the other side there is a space occupying region which is shifting the pineal gland to the other side. Or the X-ray has not been taken in the proper view. The person is slightly rotated to the right or rotated to the left. Now, what was there in early 70s? You take a look into the evolution of the pineal gland. About 5 million years from now, the pineal gland evolved. Before that, there was no pineal gland. It evolved to improve the vision. Neurophilus was the one who first described pineal gland, and that's how it is the first gland to be developed around third week of intrauterine life. Now, before 1917, only the spiritual part of the pineal gland was known, that it is related to the spiritual phenomena, meditation, extrasensory, intuitive perceptions, powers, nothing else was known. And that is why scientists avoided doing experiments in the pineal gland. It is recorded, it's mentioned that people were trying to avoid doing any experiment on the pineal gland because they thought that if this is the seat of soul and if it is meant for extrasensory perceptions and all, nothing wrong might happen to them. Therefore, it is better not to touch this gland. And therefore, this is the last gland which has been scientifically studied. First to evolve, first to be developed, third week of intrauterine life, last gland to be scientifically studied. Now, in 1917, McCall and Allen, they noted in the extract of cow pineal gland fed to their frog tadpoles. It lightened the color of the skin. This is the first effect which was known in 1970, within a duration of 30 to 60 minutes. Thereafter, there has been a long vacuum, and this long vacuum of information lasted up to 1958. In 1958, the melatonin hormone was first discovered by Aaron B. Turner, and this experiment was published in the Journal of American Chemistry and Chemical Science way back in 1958. But somehow, see, whenever there is a discovery, people are not very convinced. They think that whether to put it in the textbook, whether not to put it in the textbook, there's some past time and some more experiments be done. Therefore, it did not find a place in the medical textbook in early 70s. In early 70s, what we were told, what we were taught, the classical teaching was like vermiform appendix, pineal gland is a vestigial structure, which degenerates with age. This is what we were taught. And our elders were taught only this much about the pineal gland. Now, there are so many endocrine glands in the body, and you find a substantial text in the various textbooks of endocrine, endocrinology, neurology, anatomy, physiology, like that. But there is a very sketchy mention of the pineal gland in the textbooks of these subjects. Very sketchy mention, even till date. There is enormous literature in the science of research. There is enormous literature, but somehow the text is not appearing. People are not accepting, and whatever is the reason. But there is a very sketchy mention of the pineal gland. Now look at the gross anatomy. Simple diagram. The pineal gland. It is reddish gray color, like rice grain. It has an apex, body, there is a stalk. There are two roots. Between the two roots is the third ventricle. It is measuring 7 millimeters, 5 millimeters, 3 millimeters in length, width, and thickness. The maximum size of the pineal gland is attained by the age of 2 years. Maximum size. Thereafter, there is no increase. Pineal calcification starts around 7 years of age. And the gland matures by the age of 10 years. Look at the histology. From the gross, we come to the histology under the microscope. This gland has a capsule is seen as the one which is surrounding the gland. There are gradually, these are the white, yellowish white septi, which are between the orange colored masses. These are gradually. Then there are lobules, these orange areas, these are the lobules. And the lobules are made up of the parenchyma, the soft tissue mass. This parenchyma has a lot of things in it. It has pinealocytes. These are the chief cells. This pinealocytes, there are peptide group of neurons, and there is neuroglia, particularly the astrocytes. Furthermore, it has very vascular phagocytes. It has blood vessels. It has nerve endings, which are sympathetic, parasympathetic, and sensory. And there are minerals in the pineal gland. You can see this lower scanning micrograph. These minerals in the pineal gland are collectively called as the brain sand. C1 pinealocyte. This pinealocyte makes about 95% of the population. It is highly modified neuron. It has a polyhedral body. It has 4 to 6 processes. The terminal buds are either on the blood vessels or they are on the left ventricle. They affect the third ventricle or the blood vessels in the parenchyma of the pineal gland. The pinealocytes are of two types, a light type and a dark type. The difference between the two is that in the light type, the melanin synthesis is going on, and in the dark type, the melanin pigment has developed. There is a third type which has been reported by Koshi and Mitchell and Alusen, but this has not been worked out much in the scientific world. Now, type of pineal, see, this is the light type of light type, this is the dark type, this is type 2, and this is the elongated one, the third type, which I mentioned. These pinealocytes have internal buds, having membranous bags, and these membranous bags, they resemble the cones of retina. The pinealocytes secrete a large number of hormones. In one group is indolamine, the other is peptide group of hormone. Third is pineoline, and the fourth is DMT, dimethyltryptamine. The peptide group of neurons they inhibit pituitary, thyroid, parathyroid. So it has a inhibitory role on all the endocrine glands of the body and entire endocrine system. Now, for decades, everybody was taught that the pituitary gland regarded as the master endocrine organ. With the research, it's unfolded the hormone and the secretion and the functions of the pineal gland. Now it is said that the pituitary gland is regarded as a dependent of pineal gland. Means pituitary is under the master control of the pineal gland. Now the minerals in the pineal gland, about 12 different minerals have been identified so far. They are all sorts of calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, and like that, iron, manganese, potassium, copper, and chloride. There is a lot of literature on this. I will skip the details about the minerals. We will come on the minerals at a later stage. Now, the pineal gland is activated. It is light sensitive gland. The only endocrine gland in the body which is light sensitive. The pathway of the light signal is very circuitous. From the eye, light signals reach the retina. From here, the electrical signals start in the optic nerve, the suprachiasmatic nucleus. From here, they come down into the reticular formation of the brainstem. From them down to the T1 and T2 segment of the spinal cord, and from here they come out into the superior cervical sympathetic ganglion, sympathetic plexus. From here, there is nervous colony, and this nervous colony then finally reaches the pineal gland. So there is a circuitous route, which is partly electrical and the neuron pathway, and partly it is light signal. So things start from the light signal. If there are no light signals, there will be no stimulation of the pineal gland. This is a flow chart showing from retina how do the signals go and finally they reach the pineal gland. Now there is a third path, central innervation. This central innervation is the telltale of pineal evolution. That light signals from the eye, they reach your retina. From retina, they come to the suprachiasmatic nucleus, and from suprachiasmatic nucleus directly into the pineal gland. This path has been proven in the lower mammals, but in the human beings, it has not come so far. Now, what are the functions of the pineal gland? Till date, not fully understood. The pineal gland is stimulated in dark. Pineal gland is depressed when there is light. So light depresses the signals from the pineal gland. Darkness, it promotes or it stimulates the pineal gland. The secretions of the pineal gland are discharged partly in blood capillaries and partly in the cerebrospinal fluid. The first group of hormones secreted by the nucleus are endolamines, and of the endolamines, the major is melatonin. There are these hormones also, but major hormone is melatonin, which was discovered way back in 1958. Peptide group of hormones are secreted and synthesized here. And there is iron dimethylglutamine, which is called as the GMG. Now, pineal gland, it is known to regulate the temperature. The pineal gland increases the temperature of the body, while suprachiasmatic nucleus it reduces the temperature of the body. What medicine knows by and large is that the temperature is regulated by the hypothalamus. The anterior part of the hypothalamus regulates the temperature by perspiration, pasina, and the posterior part of hypothalamus regulates the temperature by shivering. But pineal gland, beyond this, regulates the temperature with the help of suprachiasmatic nucleus, which reduces the temperature, and pineal takes the temperature up. Now, pineal is responsible for the biological clock or circadian rhythm. But in the human beings, the research is suggesting that this role of pineal gland has been taken care by the suprachiasmatic nucleus. Now, this biological clock is there in the human body. Besides that, we have organ clocks. The organ clocks are in various organs. And I will just tell you that how does it mean? We have this organ clock in the retina, liver, lung, intestine, most of the stuff of the human body, pancreas, body. But their exact location in the tissue of that organ is not yet known. Now, this is the circadian rhythm, well recognized in the Ayurvedic literature, in the Chinese literature, and in the modern medicine. Now, with this circadian rhythm, you will recall that our elders tell and the life science experts tell that what time you should eat, what time you should not eat, what time the heart works best, what time the brain starts detoxifying itself, what time the memorizing work starts, what time the intestinal digestion is occurring, and that's how there is a whole circle, and in this circle with various time limits, it is mentioned that these organs work best during this period. So there is a clock, and this clock is well recognized. Now we come to the melatonin. in the intrauterine life and pediatric history. The melatonin is also known as the hormone of darkness. Activity by the pineal gland starts between 10 to 17 weeks of intrauterine life, and thereafter it is suppressed. Unless it is suppressed, the other glands will not start working. Again, the secretion starts in the third month, but close to the onset of puberty, the results fall again because the vulnerable problems, the male and female reproductive hormones, their secretion has to increase, and therefore the pineal secretion should go down. During darkness, the pineal is active. But it is so active that the level of the melatonin is as high as 300 picograms per atom. While during the daytime, the level falls. It becomes undetectable about 20 picograms per annum. The melatonin, because it controls the circadian rhythm, it is also called as a chronobiotic molecule. It regulates our sleep wake pattern. It's a powerful antioxidant. It stimulates the immune system. It protects the mitochondria against free radicals. It strengthens our immune system. In females, it is responsible for regulating the timing and release of female reproductive hormone. Thus regulates the menopause, frequency, and duration of menstrual cycle. Similarly, in the males, it regulates the male hormone, reproductive hormone, thus regulates the onset of puberty in males and the andropause. Now, this is the clinical data about the melatonin, because this platform is it's a mixed platform. There are specialists from practically every faculty or every discipline of the medicine. Therefore, this clinical data could be of use. That it is the most popular use of this of melatonin is to correct the jet lag. A diet supplement in vitro fertilization, which is in vogue nowadays. In the neonatal care, melatonin is being regularly used in the disorders of circadian and in inflammation. It is an adjunct therapy to a large number of degenerative conditions, irritable bowel syndrome, conditions of the eye, COVID-19, chemotherapy protection, depression, infertility. Normal value of the melatonin secretion, melatonin level in the human blood is like this. Now, melatonin has been of great use because of this information available in the scientific literature, not in the textbook. Because of this information available in the scientific literature, and particularly worked out in 2020 when the COVID was at the peak, the melatonin worked as an adjunct therapy. It was found effective in the critical care patients of the COVID-19, regulating the basic permeability, anxiety, station, improving the quality of sleep. It also was found protective against the acute lung injury, which was the main symptom during the COVID-19. And it reduced the hospitalization substantially. Now we come to the other major hormone, that is dihydroxytryptamine, also called as DMT, or the spirit molecule. Words are such that the researchers and the scientists thought better on because this gland. Now, this is a psychoactive molecule. It is found naturally in the plant's plasma, including the animals, including the humans. It is detected in the blood, urine, and cerebrospinal fluid. It has been grown like a spiritual molecule by Strassman in 2001. The endogenous DMT molecules in the humans, they are not very well understood that what are their actual functions. But nearing the death, when there is death is about to occur, there is a massive release of dimethyltryptamine from pineal gland close to the death, which is responsible for these extrasensory experiences, which are collectively called as near-death experiences, NDT. Now, Strassman demonstrated that the dimethyltryptamine, which is the production, is increased at the time. It is increased at the time of meditation, childbirth, sexual ecstasy, disorder, extreme physical stress, and near death. The amount of dimethyltryptamine is released in great amount. There is a bad trip associated with DMT. This bad trip is a chain of slow, deep psychological reactions of intense fear, paranoia, anxiety, when they are collectively called as bad trip. The mode of administration of DMT is by inhalation, parenteral route, the oral, and intraperitoneal and rectal, the electronic cigarettes. Now, parenteral is only meant for the research, intraperitoneal and parenteral are also meant for the research. The other things are being used. Inhalation as sitting, you put some amount of DMT in your stomach box or small handkerchief and you inhale it from time to time. Effect lasts only for 5 to 3 minutes. Orally, normally it is broken down. It does not do anything. But if it is also given along with the monoamine oxidase inhibitor, then the effect lasts for approximately 3 hours. Legal status is that it is illegal to possess by yourself this hormone. The clinical use of this hormone are enormous. Acting against hypoxia, reducing the number of apoptotic and pyroptotic programs here there in the mammalian whole brain, protecting the astrocytes, protecting the working in the management of that group cerebral stimulus. Given the Parkinson's disease, carcinogen, where it promotes the neuroplasticity, and these are the traits in the Amazonian population in which it is used. It causes euphoria when they take this drink. So, DMT is also responsible for the metaphysical experiences, including psychoactive distortions and hallucinations of visual, auditory, tactile, and proprioceptive senses. There is hyperbolic geometry, means with dimethyltryptamine you see such objects which is impossible to describe that what this object is. The shape of the object is like a pseudo hallucination of geometric forms. With the pseudo hallucination of geometric forms, you are seeing objects which are so bizarre that beyond your capacity to actually describe them. There is no withdrawal effect of the DMT if it is given orally or if it is given by the session. Now we come to the minerals. Minerals are done under the pineal gland. These minerals in the pineal gland are collectively called the brain sand. There is a large mass in the high power, which is called as aura perigacea. We will come on it at a later stage. And minerals are widespread in the pineal parenchyma, in clumps, and these are the 12 minerals of which I am talking about. The effect of these minerals is that they reduce the number of pinealocytes, they reduce the production of melatonin, and they impair the cycle, sleep-wake cycle, and number becomes higher in the Alzheimer's disease. These minerals are both intrapineal and extrapineal. When they become extrapineal, they are attached to the capsule. See, one here is attached to the capsule, and here lot of minerals on the capsule which are sorted in shape. Right? Many places they are attached to the cytoplasmic membrane. The layout of these minerals can be classified in three types. They are scattered as fine particles, laminated, concentric body, and compact body. Three classifications. Here you see that they are scattered. These are compact bodies. And the ones which are scattered, they are called as microcrystals, first reported by Baconius. These microcrystals are of 100 to 300 microcrystals per cubic millimeter. They are salts of carbon, calcium, and oxygen. Their size is variable from 38 to 218 Armstrong. They are calcite microcrystals, hexagonal in shape. Their size is variable and their distribution is also not uniform. Another mineral which is widely seen in the human pineal is the fluoride, which is concentrated in the pineal gland. See, strikingly, 99% of the body fluoride is found in the calcified tissue, and of that, if you see the amount of fluoride in various things, in the soft tissue, drinking water, plasma, breast milk, bone, muscle, toothpaste, the amount of fluoride in the pineal gland is highest, much beyond what is there. It is in 0.006, 0.002, 0.011, and here it is 21,000 particles per millennium. Now, what is the role of this high accumulation of fluoride in the pineal gland? It is not yet known. These are laminated bodies, the compact and finely dispersed minerals in the pineal gland. Now, what are the wonders about the calcite microcrystals? These crystals are similar to the otolith what we find in the internal ear. They are chemically hydroxyapatite, which you find in the bone also. Similar crystals are found in the bone also. They are also hydroxyapatite crystals. But what is the difference? In the bone, they are fixed, forming the hard matrix. While in the pineal gland, they float in the soft tissue matrix. Hence, they can reorientate and change their direction in the pineal parenchyma. That is a very major difference of the same crystals being in the bone and in the pineal gland. These crystals have been known to act as substrate. Pineal gland in birds. In birds, pineal gland works as a magnetocenter. Means these crystals they align themselves along the magnetic waves which are there from north to south pole of the globe. You must be knowing that from Siberia birds start. They start and they come down to 4,000, 5,000 kilometers down, reaching a particular bird sanctuary. After that, when their stay there is over, they go back. Next year, in the same season, they will come back and they will come to the same sanctuary. They will not deflect to Pakistan. They will not deflect to Bangladesh. They will not deflect towards China. They take the same path. They take the same path and they reach the same bird sanctuary. And that is where the pineal gland is working as a magnetoceptor because of the microcrystals which align themselves along the magnetic field of the globe. Now, in the blind men,
इस माइक्रो क्रिस्टल्स के थ्रू ये पता करती हैं, ये हमको पता है जैसे जो बर्ड्स हैं जो अपना रास्ता जो होती है तो कौन सा पर्टिकुलर माइक्रो क्रिस्टल है
there is no particular microcrystal. Microcrystals are spread, which is parenchyma, but these crystals detect the magnetic field of the earth and they align themselves along the magnetic. And with that alignment, the body flows.
मतलब मैंने कोई एनी पर्टिकुलर माइक्रो क्रिस्टल्स अभी डिटेक्ट नहीं कि किसकी मदद से वो एक्चुअली फॉलो करती हैं इस तरीके से. थैंक यू.
Now,
Blind men, we all know, they have a better sense of direction. It is postulated that the pineal might be performing a similar function in the visually impaired person. The pineal gland vibrates gently when there is a hunch. It's a work of Gottfried Pururkar that it vibrates. The gland itself vibrates. It vibrates strongly when there is intuition, and when there is a sudden flash of intuitive understanding, the pineal gland vibrates. The pineal gland is piezoelectric. Piezoelectric means that electricity resulting from pressure or mechanical stress. The pineal calcifications are piezoelectric, and these calcifications turn the crystals into sound vibrations, into electrical signals, and therefore these crystals are used in the microphones also. So electricity is generated when there is a pressure on the crystals, on the microcrystals. Similarly, the pineal gland is piezoluminescent also, means emission of light due to pressure upon the solid. Pineal gland is known to emit cold light in the range of blue and green. It's Atari's work of 1960 where this has been. UV light, particularly UVA, it suppresses the pineal gland. Infrared energy, which is used in the medical practice for musculoskeletal disorders. Infrared exposure, which is of low frequency and longer wavelength in the light spectrum. This adversely affects the brain, especially calcite microcrystals. It suppresses the calcite microcrystals, and therefore, whenever it is a dictum that whenever we give infrared exposure to any patient for musculoskeletal pain, the patient is asked to shift, patient is asked to expose that area, and the infrared lamp place. It is mandatory that when infrared lamp is on, close your eye. Patient is always advised to close the eye. Otherwise, the infrared energy, infrared light going into the eye, and from there it is reaching up to the signals reaching on the pineal gland, they will adversely affect the brain and especially the calcite microcrystals. This is when there was COVID pandemic, there was a lot of apprehension that the temperature which is being recorded by this laser thermal gun, this laser thermal gun might affect the pineal gland through the eye or through the forehead, because people by and large think that pineal gland is just deep into the forehead, not that behind. That is not known to people. So there was a lot of hunch that let us not go in front of the this thermal gun and avoid it. But it has been shown that there is no risk onto the pineal gland. Now, solar flare, emission of high charged electromagnetic masses from the sun. It continues to happen from the surface of the sun at all times in different directions. Sometimes this electromagnetic mass is directed towards the earth. When it is directed towards the earth, then it is significant. In 1859, solar flare was observed for the first time. It keeps happening. Certain spurt, there is when the solar flare comes, there is a high volume of electromagnetic force which is coming onto the earth, and when it happens, it stimulates the pineal gland. Why does it accumulate the pineal gland? It is to save all other endocrine glands. When the pineal gland is accumulated, all other endocrine glands are suppressed. And so it is a savior of all other endocrine glands with the stimulation of the pineal gland. A very powerful solar storm is expected this year and in the spring or in the earlier part of 2025 with a peak value of 115 sunspots. And the amount of light and energy which you see in by one sun multiplied by 115, that will be the amount of quantum of energy which will come onto the earth. Now, what is suggested? That a meaningful description is come in various textbooks about the pineal gland in histology, physiology, anatomy, neuroscience, consciousness science. There are suggestions for the future research, like in consciousness process correlated with the pineal gland function. Peptidagic group of neurons identify these neurons like those in the pituitary gland. In pituitary gland, we know there are acidophils, basophils, and the acidophil, basophils, we also can identify that these are gonadotropin releasing cells, these are the LH releasing cells, these are FSH releasing cells, these are somatotropic releasing cells. Similarly, peptidagic group of neurons could be classified in the later part of the work which should be done. These calcite macrocrystals, since they are vibrating, they have optical properties, they have electrical properties, they have magnetic properties. It has electromagnetic properties, like vibration also, sound and light. So all that can be scientifically studied with the help of the instruments which are used in laboratories of physics and in the laboratories of the computer science. Why fluoride massively accumulates in pineal gland is not known. This requires to be worked out. Correlation of DMT with the text. That's why so much of diethylhistamine concentrates on the pineal gland, which is responsible for near-death experience. Why it is happening? In blind person, the pineal gland is expected that it is doing something extra, giving a direction to the person. So histological, electromagnetic, and electrical properties, magnetic studies, they require to be done on blind person. And should pineal gland vibrate, as already told you, this requires to be further worked out. That is it the crystals which are vibrating, or the description is that the pineal gland itself, the entire mass of the pineal gland is vibrating? It requires to be scientifically proven. Now, a part of this work was published way back in 2013. It can be tracked that way. There are references. The voluminous work on the pineal gland, which is there in the literature. I have given only the few references which I have stated. And finally, I acknowledge, firstly, Professor Prem Saran Satyangi Sahib, the spiritual master of Radha Swami Faith, Jalwa Agra, the Chairman Advisory Committee on Education, for giving me in future guidance to write an article and to prepare this presentation. Thanks to the Faculty of Integrated Medicine, Ayush, and the deemed university, particularly the director of the institute, for providing me the technical support. The Saran Ashram Hospital, where I work, and from where I do all my research work, write things, prepare my and present and send my work to various journals for publication. Thanks to my wife, Dr. Raj Sahai, for our valuable help in this preparing this presentation. My peers and colleagues who are doing the course of encouragement, the PGs and UG students in KGMU, even they have been discussing casualty of that happened. And because of this, for the driving force that continue to read, they may ask anything, any damn thing, anywhere, and you could not cut a sorry figure. So this has been a driving force for me to read and read and read. And finally, the management of the Plexus, and in particular, Dr. Shithil Virthi, Senior Executive Clinical Management, for organizing this webinar talk. This is my workplace before retirement in George's Medical College, Lucknow. And this is my workplace now at Jalbagh Education Institute and the Saranashram Hospital, from where I've been working right since 2012. So that is all. Thank you for being with me for such a long time. And I'm sure some of you are bored in this presentation. And if you are bored for this presentation, I'm sorry. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for that wonderful presentation. And it was great listening to you. Very well presented. A lot of takeaways for the audience here. We have a few questions from the audience.
Sure.
So let us take them one by one, sir. So my first question to you is, you have an extensive career in anatomy and medical research. Could you share some of the most intriguing findings related to the pineal gland that have emerged in recent years and how they might impact future medical practices?
I have given as the tips for the future research, and that is the crux of what I have actually summarized. That studies on the consciousness process, hepatitis, neuron lifestyle, classification of these cells, calcite microcrystals, their optical, electrical, magnetic, electromagnetic properties, vibration, sound and light, and scientific parameters in various conditions, including meditation. That why fluoride is accumulating so much in the pineal gland, why not in any other? In the brain there are blood-brain barriers. The fluoride does not enter into the brain tissue. Fluoride is there in the blood in various amounts, but it does not enter into the brain tissue, while pineal, which is a part of the brain tissue, is a part of the brain tissue, here the accumulation of the fluoride is enormous. Why it is happening so? And the diethyl tryptamine, that is DMT molecule, which is the near-death molecule or the spirit molecule, why it accumulates so much near death, leading to hallucinations, audio hallucinations, visual hallucinations, and sensory hallucinations, all the three types. Why it is happening? It is still to be done. Next.
Thank you for answering that. Moving on to the next question. My next question to you is, given that pineal gland's association with melatonin production, what are your thoughts on potential therapeutic application of melatonin in treating conditions beyond sleep disorders, such as mood disorders or even certain cancers?
Melatonin has been found protective. It has been found protective for the mitochondria, protective for the acute lung injury. It has been found protective for the depressive disorder. Now it has reduced the time of hospitalization when the patient is in the stage of acute lung injury. It is correcting the jet lag. It is correcting the sleep. The sleep pattern. There are people who are not able to sleep up to 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock. They are just awake, and thereafter they go to sleep. They are not able to sleep at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock. They want to, but they are not able to. So to regulate their biological clocks, to regulate their circadian rhythm, melatonin hormone is the one which is widely used even in the pediatric age group. Children which are usually the children remain awake in the night. Mother wants to sleep. Children they are awake. So to normalize the pattern, of the sleep, melatonin is given as few drops after the last feed around 9 p.m. After the last feed, 1 or 2, 3 drops of melatonin it is given so that the child goes to sleep. When the child goes to sleep, and two, usually there are three sleep cycles in the night, 3 sleep cycles, N1, N2, N3, and N4. So if three cycles are full, the child will awake automatically in the morning. So mother is also able to sleep then. Otherwise, it becomes very difficult for the mother to rear the child when the child is very small, awake, whole night.
Thank you. Thank you for that answering that. Moving on to the next question. My next question to you is there is ongoing research into the effect of environmental factors such as light pollution on pineal gland function. So, what are your views on long term health implications of these factors and how might they influence public health policies?
There is a public health policy that the high tension lines, electrical lines, they should not go on the above the residential area. It is there in the law, but not implemented. There are high towers where the dishes are there, dishes of the Airtel, Jio, and different things, from where the uh, uh, both the 3G and now the 5G signals are being, these signals are being received on this disease, and from there they are directed from one pole to the other pole, from that pole to the other pole. And it has been seen, it's a proven fact that all the birds up in the air, they avoid going in front of the disease. They go from behind because they feel the threat. Those signals. They feel the threat. Secondly, the high tension lines which are seen everywhere in our country, passing over the residential areas, not following the law. These lines, they have a very, very wide electromagnetic field around them. And this electromagnetic field disturbs the pineal gland function, particularly those who want to meditate, particularly those who are ill. See, if you go close to the microwave, you go close to the microwave, the pineal gland starts vibrating. That's why microwave is being discouraged now. World over, it is being discouraged. So these are some of the things. Government policy is there. It is laid down. It is not being followed, leading to environmental problems, affecting the world, affecting the human life.
Thank you so much for that answer. And with that, we have all the questions covered. Thank you so much, Dr. Sai, for this enlightening presentation on the marvels of pineal gland. Your extensive experience and deep knowledge has provided us with valuable insights into this intriguing topic. As always, your dedication to advanced medical education and research is truly inspiring, and we are grateful for your time you have taken to share your expertise with us today. On behalf of everyone here, I would like to express our sincere appreciation for your contribution to this webinar. Thank you so much, Dr. Sai, and we look forward to future opportunities to learn from you.
Thank you, Dr. Shibal. And I will tell you one thing, that I retired way back in 2011. Now I am 79 years, and this Jalbagh Educational Institute, which is a deemed university, they are taking advantage, or they have given me opportunity to teach. I am on the teacher. Teaching the homeopathic students, nursing students, and seeing the patient, uh, uh, sharing my knowledge with those who can't afford going to a private practitioner, paying 500 rupees, 700 rupees, or 1,000 rupees for one consultation, because the hospital here is free. It is free for everybody. So 4 days in a week, I sit there, see patients. They feel you can see the gratitude on their face when and they get some relief.
Thank you so much for helping all the doctors there and indirectly helping so many patients out there.
Almost done.
Thank you so much, sir.
I'm very privileged.
Let me put
I'm
that
very
in your eye.
privileged.
I gotta get
I'm
out of
grateful
here.
to
I'm
the
late for
society
church.
and to the medical world even now.
I'm trying to pick up the house a little bit.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for everything. Thank you.